Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave and this is the 1982 Gibson Flying V, the V, CMT in antique cherry sunburst. It's beautiful. Yes folks, we're talking about the 1982 Gibson Flying V in just a second, but I just want to make sure if you're new here or if you're not, make sure you've hit that subscribe button and you hit that notification bell and choose all notifications. Some very cool stuff is coming up on the channel over the next few weeks and I want you to be a part of it. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, which really helps out if you are subscribed. You might watch the videos all the time and not be subscribed. There's a surprising high number of people who do that. So make sure you're subscribed and don't miss a thing. We give away guitars sometimes. That happens on 3-Chord Dave Live. So make sure you're a part of the 3-Chord Dave community. It's full of very cool people. Now let's talk about this guitar and tell you all about it. So it's a 1982 Gibson Flying V, the V, CMT. And we'll go into what all of that means in a second. When I decided I was going to buy a 1982 guitar, the reason was I was born in 1982, so I was searching for about a year to find my perfect guitar from 1982. And as they were Norland era guitars, I had some concerns. However, if you had said to me a year ago, you will buy a Flying V, I would have said, no, I won't. So it's a bit weird that I now love this guitar almost as much as any other. So here's how it happened. 1982, I was born on a Sunday, and this guitar was made on the Monday. It was number 17 in production on the Monday morning, and me being a little baby, you know, was obviously destined to end up with this guitar in my collection at some point. 40 years later, I was on Reverb looking at this guitar and wondering, should I buy it? I had recently been disappointed by a seller who wouldn't sell me a Gibson Les Paul Custom for a reasonable price. The guitar needed an awful lot of work and he wanted basically top market value for it, which was not going to happen on my watch. So yeah, he basically sold it for less than I'd offered him. I don't know why, but he didn't sell it to me. So there you go. I was disappointed. And then this thing popped up. I was like, ooh, this is nice, but it's a Flying V. What am I going to do? But it wasn't any ordinary Flying V. It's the V, the CMT, and I was intrigued by it. So let's talk about that. It's a model that was released between 1981 and 1983, with a few stragglers made in 1984 and 1985, but they were not a part of the official run. They weren't part of the official lineup at that stage. The guitar has a solid mahogany body. It was Honduran mahogany. It has a CMT or curly maple top. Now a curly maple top is a little bit thinner by about half of a regular maple top. And it's a one-piece maple top. There's no seam, there's no split. It is a one-piece maple top, which is fantastic. And it adds to this beautiful finish on the guitar. Just a stunning, stunning guitar. On the back of the guitar, it doesn't get any worse. You can see some very nice figuring in the mahogany on the back of the body, but the showstopper is the neck. It is a stunning flamed maple 3-piece neck, and it goes all the way up to the headstock. And then you got the two little bits at the side as well, but it's that 3-piece flamed maple neck. It's a stunning, stunning neck on the guitar here, and it looks even better in person, let me tell you. I think it's just amazing. And yes, it did come into play when I was trying to decide whether or not to buy the guitar. If we take a look at the front, again, you got an ebony fretboard, which is very, very nice. It's a tight grain ebony and it plays nice, feels nice. It's just a beautiful, beautiful fretboard. The dot inlays take you all the way down to what should have been 2 Dirty Fingers pickups out of the factory. It came to me instead with one of these in the bridge position and one of these in the neck position. The bridge, is I think an old Dirty Fingers, probably a 1980 or yeah, I think it says 1980 on the back. Dirty Fingers pickup, and the other one's a modern Gibson, which sounded terrible. So it's like, that has to come out. I don't know exactly what pickup it is, but it is definitely a modern Gibson, or one that's made to look like maybe a knockoff of a modern Gibson. It didn't sound good anyway, so they had to come out. These are now vintage Dirty Fingers pickups, which I managed to pick up on Reverb. I went for the zebra ones because I think it makes the guitar look even cooler than it already does. But yeah, these were pickups from 1980. So the guitar is 1982, the pickup's 1980, and that's all good. We got the bridge here, which is a Tone Pros. The bridge that was on it was an Epiphone kind of piece of junk. And then there's obviously the tailpiece there. Now, the big elephant in the room was, what is this thing right here? It's like a triangular brass plate. What's going on with that? Well, the guy who sold me the guitar told me that this was one of these guitars that came from the factory with a caler installed. It took me about 5 seconds to take off the plate and say that was not a factory installed caler. Somebody who had no clue what they were doing with wood was able to work on that. So anyway, so yeah, there was a caler installed at one point. It wasn't done professionally, but it's okay because it doesn't affect really the guitar. It sounds great, it plays great, it is great. And this triangle actually adds a little bit of intrigue to the guitar. I think it makes it look very cool, but I'm biased. It's my guitar. I think it's great. But it does sound still like a super cool guitar. And you're probably wondering what it sounds like. So let's check it out. And that's what it sounds like in my hands. Imagine what it would sound like in the hands of somebody who knew how to play the guitar well. There we go. We may never know. Anyway, in terms of learning the guitar or learning to play better, I want to thank my sponsor, guitartricks.com. If you want to get better at playing guitar, and who doesn't? Even if you're the best guitar player in the world, you still got to practice and learn stuff, right? So hit the link in the description below. There's a 14-day free trial for guitartricks.com. You can learn chords, scales, there's backing tracks on there, there's all kinds of tools you can use, and some very, very cool step-by-step videos will help you to learn some of your favorite songs. It doesn't matter who your favorite artists are. It could be Zeppelin, it could be the Doors, the Stones, the Beatles, Christina Aguilera, you know, whoever. They got songs by them and they teach you how to play them. So check it out. You get 2 weeks free. Hit the link in the description below. If you don't like it after 2 weeks, cancel. It won't cost you a penny. Anyway, thanks guys for supporting the channel by signing up to guitartricks.com. Now, so giving you the rundown on the guitar, you got the 2 volumes here and the 1 tone. The tone's not working right now, and I just found that out yesterday. So we have to replace that as well. When the pickups were changed, whoever did it, they maybe just didn't know what they were doing. They was in a really bad state. It took a lot to clean up the pots and kind of make them look presentable again. So so the tone pot was working for a while. It's not working anymore. It's probably just best to replace it, I think. That's what we're going to do with that. Now, something I want to point out on this guitar is obviously it's a 1982. It's 40 years old. How much did it cost? And did I have to take out a mortgage? This guitar, all in, including the pickups and the parts that I bought and probably an extra pot as well now, cost between 2,500 and 2,600. It's 2,500, 2,600 euros altogether, which is the same amount in dollars as we look at it today. If you take into account how much a guitar like this would cost if it came from the Murphy Lab, which if Gibson reissued these, which they should because they're great guitars. So this would be like maybe a light aged guitar or maybe ultra light aged, because there's a couple of dings. There's one here, there's one there, there's one here. There's a few on the back, some buckle rash kind of thing. You've got some finish checking starting to appear. It's nothing too bad though. So yeah, all in all, you can tell it's a used old guitar, but for 40 years of age, it's looking pretty. It's got everything you'd want and it sounds great. So I reckon, yeah, ultra light aged or light aged, I reckon you'd be paying 6,000 to 8,000 maybe. So 2.5 was a very, very good deal for me, I think. So I like to say to people, a lot of people always tell me I could never afford my birth year guitar because it would cost me the same as a house, or it would have cost me some ridiculous amount of money. And yes, this is the most expensive guitar I've ever bought, but I want to tell you a little bit of a story in that if you had said to me a year ago that when I bought a 1982 guitar, I'll buy a Flying V, I would have laughed at you and said, I will not be buying a Flying V. So don't worry about that. So yeah, how perceptions change. I bought it because the person wouldn't sell me the Les Paul Custom that I wanted. They took it off the market then, and then this appeared. And I was like, I don't know. It looks pretty. It's really nice. Comes in the official hardshell case, which is in great condition as well. It's got, you know, that great cherry sunburst finish that I like. But it's a Flying V. I'm not a huge Flying V person. And like I learned this lesson when I thought I was a Les Paul person, and then I picked up an SG. I was like, I'm not a Les Paul person. I'm an SG person. That's just who it is, who I am, and I got to accept it. This guitar, when I bought it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. And in fact, it was a subscriber of the channel, Muddy H2O, who said to me, buy the Flying V, just do it. Whatever you're worried about, you're concerned about, just buy it. You're going to love it. And he was 100% right, which is weird. Cause yeah. Anyway, thanks to Muddy H2O for making me buy this guitar, because honestly, it is a beautiful guitar. I pick it up almost every day. It's my go-to guitar now, mostly. And yeah, I love it. I love it so much. And as I said, a year ago, I would have not said I'd be a Flying V person. And now I very much am. This is a beautiful guitar. It's great. I feel honored to have it. I'm not going to be getting rid of it anytime soon, but already the price has appreciated for these guitars. If I wanted to sell this, I could genuinely listed for about 3,500 at the minute, so I'd be in profit, but I'm not going to be selling it anytime soon. I love it. Let me know what you guys think of the 1982 Gibson Flying V CMT The V. I think that's how it goes, in the comment section below. I'd love to know your thoughts on it and on other stuff. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we have some cool stuff coming up on the channel very soon and I want you to be a part of it. Thanks again to guitartricks.com. I'll be back with another guitar video again very soon, and until then, take care.